Hello. Max wanted to say hi.
She wanted to say hi, and he hopes that you're enjoying our little Iceland adventure. Right, Max? I'll put him down. Um, Welcome to day 4 of our Iceland adventure through yarn. We're going to talk about the day 4 color and its inspiration. So let me share my screen so I can show you the color for day 4. Ta-da! It is called Dawn of the North, and it is this green, this kind of a brighter, lighter green. And it is the Aurora Borealis, which we're still in the Northern Hemisphere, so it's not Aurora Australis, it's Aurora Borealis. You would think Dawn of the North, it's light in the sky in the north, and even in Iceland in the wintertime, it could happen when you might expect dawn, which is why, here, let me show you the inspiration. Close this out. Inspiration photo here. Why is it green? This is a picture of some Northern Lights, Dawn of the North, Aurora Borealis in Iceland. And why is it green? It is green. It actually comes in few colors. Um, I'm wearing my last year's outer space advent, and one of these colors is colors of different colors of the aurora borealis. But green is a primary one because how do these happen? Well, it's solar flares. And here I'm going to stop sharing for a second. It's solar flares that happen on an 11-year cycle from the sun, obviously, solar flare. And it is charged particles coming from the sun, and they happen all the time, but the sun goes through an 11-year cycle. And right now, we're kind of at a peak, which is why one reason why you see more of aurora borealis coming down more southern hemispheres. Like I've seen them in Kentucky. They're not going to look the same as they do in Iceland. But we're at the height of that 11-year cycle. It excites the electrons in our atmosphere. And if it excites the electrons in oxygen, the light that gives off as those electrons go back down in energy is green. Why do we have why does it excite the electrons? Well, part of it has to do with the fact that the Earth has a molten core. So magma, is which we'll talk about that more in our visit to Iceland too. But the Earth has a molten core, so it has metal that's like moving around, and it creates a magnetic field in this shape, kind of like a donut. And that's where the aurora borealis, the solar flares, enter particles kind of enter the top of the donut around the northern hemisphere and then the bottom of the donut. That's why we get them more at the top of the world and the bottom of the world. We actually don't get them right at the North Pole. It's in like this ring, that you can imagine, a little donut sitting on top of the earth and a donut sitting underneath the earth. That's why you get them in those areas the most because we have a molten core and the magnetic field that goes around the Earth forms a donut shape. And we'll be talking more about magma later. But so this cold and ice. So when can you see them in Iceland? Well, in the winter is actually the best time. And one of the major reasons is for that because it's their nighttime is really long in the winter. In the summer, in the middle of summer, they don't even get like completely dark in the middle of the night. So you could see how certain times of the year the Viking explorers would see lots and lots of a solar flare inspired northern lights and might think of it as like a dawn of the north. Um, so the atmosphere is just too bright in the summer, so you don't see them. So you can take tours if you go to Iceland. Now, it's hard to predict exactly when and where they're going to be, but another reason why we see more northern lights than we used to is we're getting better at predicting them. Like we can know when the solar flares are happening on the sun, whereas maybe 3 sun cycles ago, 33 years ago, we did not know as much about when solar flares were happening. So that's one reason why we see them in general more. But if you go on some of these tours, they will have like somebody outside watching and will alarm you to get up and like come see the Northern Lights. Now, of course, like not every tour is necessarily going to do that, but if this is something that really interests you, then you might want a tour that provides that. Also, there's other ways to predict them. Here, I'll show you this website, which I think I could probably put the link in. This is a website from the Aurora Forecast Center, Iceland. So, like 30 years ago, we wouldn't have gotten all this. What you're basically seeing in all the colors is like different layers of clouds. So, if you have clouds, you're not going to see the Aurora Borealis. So this, and it has like you can even like move it forward in time and see the lower level clouds and upper level clouds. And in the upper right, you'll see where the Aurora forecast is quiet. But say if I scroll over here to Monday, it goes from quiet to moderate. So if you do happen to visit Iceland, you can figure out from this predictor, like maybe the best night for you to see it, and maybe the best location where they don't have as much clouds. So that could be really fun if you're wanting to see some northern lights. I know that if I see them, have seen the northern lights here in Kentucky, because the weatherman says, hey, tonight's going to be a great night. Everybody go outside. And I see pictures posted on Facebook of people, oh, look at the northern lights. I go outside. I actually, with my naked eye, have not seen any amazing northern lights. Like all these people are posting pictures. I've, with my cell phone camera, I have taken some photos where you could sort of see it. One, it could just be that I'm only using a cell phone camera. They've gotten better than they used to be. But two, the reason why your camera can see them better than naked eye sometimes is that our eyes use rods and cones to see them, and rods are what we use mostly. It's at the back of our eye. To see in low light conditions, and those things can only really see kind of gray tones. They don't see the colors. We need really brighter light to do it, and aurora borealis is so kind of like it's a quieter thing normally, especially like down here in Kentucky. Maybe in Iceland I might be really amazed. So you can use like certain apps on your phone. I haven't tried this one yet, but I was looking it up. Nightcap app on your phone if you wanted to like film them better, or you can like use a DSLR camera to see the northern lights better. I know that I have seen it better on like even my crappy camera. Um, oh, now it's showing the hand, lower my hand. I wonder if you guys see that or not. Because I put my hand up and it decided to put a hand on the screen. All right, so use your camera if you want to take really good pictures. You might even see it better that way. But anytime in the winter is the best time to see them. So now I want to show you kind of what I've knit up. Remember, I just mentioned that I was kind of doing it out of order a little bit, so that I can see the contrast in the stranded knitting. So I can show you here. First, let me show you the pattern that goes with this. Go back to screen 2. And I need to close this out. Here is the chart 4. It's called chart 4. Um, I may I may have those numbers wrong. You guys might see it. I have seen an update. Like I try to put the row numbers in there, and that's a lot of them. So I'll have to double check and see if these numbers are right, the way I'm knitting them up. But here's the chart. The chart's right. It's kind of like you can see it's just like a sort of like a little zigzaggy up. Because how do you represent Northern Lights in a chart? I thought this kind of gave me the feeling of it because it's going to be hard because they kind of move around and they're like that. And I thought maybe this gave you that feeling. And I'll show you what I've knit up because I have color 1, 2, 4, and then I started 3, which I already unveiled to you. But here's 1, the Blue Lagoon with the steam. Color 2, Dalvik with the whale tail. And then I'm skipping here to color 4, which is followed by the chart 4 for the Northern Lights. Now I haven't blocked it, but here's my chart for the North. I think that kind of looks like Northern Lights. Now, the reason why I switched the colors was so that this blue wasn't going into this really dark green. I just decided I really, if you're going to do color work like this, where you want to see the chart, so then and you'll see as I go further, I'll share whenever I can on the video, but I'll always show you the chart, which you could use on your own if you want. But this is the start of my cowl. And I knit a stockinette section, and then that's followed by the chart of that color. So you could rearrange it. You don't have to do in this order, but color one is followed by chart one, color two, chart two. This is actually color four, followed by chart four. And now I'm knitting color three, and it will be followed by, I already showed you the chart, the Viking hat chart for day three, but it's going to be worked with a different color that I can't show you yet. So I can't show it. So I hope you're enjoying this, and I hope you like my little charts that go with it. And even if you decide to do something else, I hope you find this fun. I thought it added a little something extra since I'm doing more solid colors. I wanted to give you a little something that had a little bit more Icelandic meaning. So hope you're having a great, hopefully vacation days or whatever. Or if you're already back to work, well, hope you got some rest. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 5. Have a great day. Bye.